they saw the potential for good. They knew that if only you had enough knowledge, you would find your own way back home, there to become a valued and treasured member of the human races. If it hurts your ego to know that you are only a small part of a larger human culture, then you have further to go than was thought. There are many surprises on the horizon for Earth and her people. You will surely stumble and fall on your way. As in times before, there is someone out there to lend a helping hand. This does not mean that you should expect them to cure all your problems for you. The best way to learn and grow is by doing. Some of the best lessons you can learn are those that hurt the most, for they are not easily forgotten, nor are they usually foolishly repeated. The way is your map to finding that which lies beyond. It has a power that overcomes all obstacles. Jesus and Muhammad brought the way, and it changed the course of human history forever. We shall soon see whether their efforts were in vain. Remember, I am the match, but you are the fire. Burn brightly. Let your light pierce the darkness that surrounds this world. Give those who are cold your warmth. Let your light illuminate the paths for others, and when need be, become a firestorm, consuming and utterly destroying that which is evil. I sense a storm coming, the likes of which the earth has never known. It is our storm, and this is our time. Will you sit still in apathy and let the world pass by, or will you become a storm bringer? Is it your destiny to whimper a surrender, or scream to the very reaches of heaven, cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war? May the Ragnarok begin. Peace, Mahdi. Agnostics question with boldness even the existence of a God, because if there be one, he must more approve of the homage of reason than that of blindfolded fear. This is a quote by Thomas Jefferson in 1743 to 1826. The U.S. President letter, August 10, 1787. Man is made to adore and to obey, but if you will not command him, if you give him nothing to worship, he will fashion his own divinities and find a chieftain in his own passions. Benjamin Disraeli, 1804 to 1881. This was an English statesman and an author who just made that quote. His book is Sidonia in Collinsby, Book 4, Chapter 13, 1844. And another quote, our knowledge of the historical worth of certain religious doctrines increase our respect for them, but does not invalidate our proposals that they should cease to be put forward as the reasons for the precepts of civilization. On the contrary, historical residues have helped us to view religious teachings, as it were, as neurotic relics. And we may now argue that the time has probably come, as it does in an analytical treatment, for replacing the effects of repression by the results of the rational operation of the intellect. That was Sigmund Freud's quote, 1856 to 1939, Australian psychiatrist. in his book was The Future of an Illusion, Chapter 8, 1927. And that concludes Chapter 6 of The Way. I have to pause. The Way, Chapter 7, Religion. Quote, "Give us a religion that will help us to live so we can die without assistance." That was Albert Hubbard, 1856 to 1915, U.S. author. In previous Way chapters, I told you of the coming of aliens, advanced humans, to this world. Once here, they began to experiment with an indigenous form of pre-humans. They combined some of their genetic material with that of pre-humans, producing a hybrid race of man, us. Mankind was used as slaves by these advanced humans called Anunnaki, or Ankh, A-N-K. It became a status symbol among the Ankh to own as many E-humans as they could. Earth humans, that's what E-humans stands for. This led to a very serious problem among the Ankh, resulting in many skirmishes among them. Slaves would leave their masters and run off to other Ankh territories. Needless to say, the Ankh who had lost his slave was very angry. Sometimes this led to conflict among them and in certain cases bloodshed. The leaders of the Ankh asked their scientists to come up with a solution to this growing problem. They determined that physical means of containment were both impractical and ineffective. They had to find a way to make the E-humans, Earth humans, want to stay with their respective masters. Somehow an emotional bond must be formed between the Ankh and their slaves. One so strong it would overcome any desire to leave or stray. The result was what we call religion, the most powerful enslavement tool ever created. It worked in this way. The Ankh would become the god or goddess of a particular group of E-humans. Priests and priestesses would be trained to teach the various rituals and laws of obedience to the others. The E-humans were taught that their god or gods were their only gods, and that any neighboring god was evil and should therefore be avoided at any cost. To centralize the sphere of authority, a site such as a major city was chosen as the home of the quote-unquote God. These cities became the home of both man and quote-unquote God. The solution worked beautifully for many years. If you wish to study this particular aspect of early religion further, you may find the original story in the Sumerian text.